Hey, day 14, Gary here with you, AI blogging using GrooveBlog. Koala Rider, if you remember, we were taking a look, used up all my words, waiting for that. So we are going to pause and power up our post. We have 17 posts, starting with how to memorize the planets. If you check out our Google Search Console, you can see we actually got a click on April 25th. Go ahead and look into performance. The click doesn't show up here. But anyway, the queries that we're getting, how to memorize the planets, how to memorize planets, how to memorize the order of the planets, ways to remember planets, it's sentences to remember the planets, ways to remember the order of the planets. Again, our keyword was how to memorize the planets. Here are our posts. By default, it is last published. And then we'll get our simple trick, how to memorize the planets. We're going to go ahead and open the editor because I was looking at this. Again, if we go back to the very first post that we wrote, how to memorize the planets, we're looking at the different queries to find, or the queries that people are typing in to hopefully find our article and then click on it. If you were to open up an incognito window and search for ways to remember the planets or ways to remember the order of the planets, you're going to see here what is called a snippet. And down here you can find out more about featured snippets from Google. But the point here is it is just a simple sentence that shows off the mnemonic. If we were to search for how to memorize the planets, you can see here the very easy method for remembering the planets. And then they've laid out the mnemonic again, and again they've won the snippet. This is Art of Memory. This one is Pilton Youth and Children's Project. This is the same one. But you can see it is ways to remember the order of the planets, how to memorize the order of planets, but how to memorize the planets, which is the same intent keyword, shows a different result. So that's what we're trying to do. So we'll take that back to GrooveBlog, and the way that I put it here in this format may or may not be the best way. Probably need to change this into a sentence, and I'll take a look at that and do that, as well as I need to find some images to punch up the blog, because again, day 14, we're going to pause, we're going to power up or punch up these blog posts while we're waiting for more credits to write more content. We're going to try to use that time effectively. And I did that by going to NASA and looking at the usage and copyrights. Still images, that's what I am interested in. NASA content used for commercial purposes. You can see here information about using all this for commercial purposes, but you can also see here NASA has an extensive image and video galleries online, and you can also find this stuff on social media channels. NASA content, images, audio, video, computer files used in the rendition of three-dimensional models generally are not subject to copyright. You may also use the material for education or informational purposes, including photos, collections, textbooks, publics. But again, if you go down and you look at this and you say NASA content used for commercial purposes, basically all you have to do, if the NASA material is to be used for commercial purposes, including advertisements, it must not explicitly or implicitly convey NASA's endorsement of commercial goods or services. So I think we'll be okay to use these. There are some restrictions. Again, when you come down, you read all of this, do your own due diligence when using these types of images or wherever you get them. But the idea here is we're simply going to go to the image gallery because I need, for example, I need an image of Mars. So I should be able to come in here and just look for images of Mars and hopefully find something that is a picture of the planet like this right here, Mars, where I can use this and then of course link back to nasa.gov. And I'll do that in the blog, but first I want to punch up, or I want to try to create a snippet type or a piece of content that falls in line with or looks like and feels like what Google wants for snippets for how to memorize the planets, how to memorize order of the planets, ways to remember the order of the planets. You can see here all those are different search queries, but they all sort of return the same format of that simple paragraph, certain number of characters to win the snippet that gives that instant result. So all in all, back to the performance over at Google Search Console. You can see the performance here. Of course, this doesn't show a click yet. When is this registered? This is only updated Monday 24th. So the overview that shows our click on April 25th hasn't registered on that. All of this stuff is a little bit behind, like It's not real time when you're looking at it, so keep that in mind. We also have these removals. I've tried a couple different ways to remove this. If you go back and you refresh this site index search, you can still see that that's there, but as far as I'm concerned, we fixed that by changing that page, and you can still see these are the only pages that are being served up. If you go to pages, you can still see we have 8 pages indexed and being served. Again, the point and the reason for this update is to remind you that we are out of koala credits, but we have 17 posts. We can go back through, add those affiliate Amazon links or those Amazon affiliate links. Make sure that we get credit for those. If somebody clicks on those, we have a chance to earn a commission. Of course, it's way too early in the game to be thinking about making money, but planning ahead just makes sense. And we'll go through these 17 posts here and we will punch them up, starting with that how to memorize the planets, and see if we can position ourselves, at least create the content in a way that aligns with what Google is looking for to try to win that snippet, which is not technically the first result. It's actually the 0 result because it goes right at the top, but it is a good thing to shoot for. So we'll give that a go here on day 14, and I will check back with you on day 15 and show off some images that I found with NASA and how I'm going to link back to them and give them credit for all of the photos that I use to make sure that we're on the up and up there. Of course, if you're following along and it's helpful, give this video a thumbs up. Keep watching all the videos. The link to the playlist is in the description as well as in the cards. And if you have any questions or comments, drop them in the comments section and let me know what you think so far about this case study, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.